Hey there folks, welcome back to Let's Play Megaman 4. I'm the Serious JG. Last time we went through a whole fuckload of E-Tanks and just basically bruised our way through the boss rematch zone. Now, it's time to finish off Dr. Wily. Oh, it kind of looks like maybe there is a bit of a stage here. An actual real stage to play through. I guess we'll find out. This looks like the beginning of a boss-only stage, because I was about to say there's probably going to be power-ups that appear on those ledges, but I guess not. There better be some Pharaoh Man ammo, or I'll really regret that I didn't take more time to like spend some of those lives carefully fighting my way past without wasting E-Tanks. Because instead I had a bunch of lives left over, but they're not going to do me much good if I don't have any of the ammo for the weapon I need. I guess this stage just consists of these guys. It just exists to give you a chance to reload. Then it's not really much of a stage after all. And that is what it is. So let's grind for Pharaoh Man ammo. In fairness, this gives you an opportunity to... once you've found the weakness of the final boss, you can actually continue to fight the final boss. You don't do the old Mega Man 2 issue where you use a bunch of bubble lead fighting the Dr. Wily alien and fail. Oh, one up. Well, I guess that's still worth getting. Use all your bubble lead up, but don't quite succeed, so then you just have to intentionally die so you can continue. I don't think they quite thought that one through. Jeez. I guess enemies really don't drop E-Tanks, because the game is being as generous to me as possible with the drops. And E-Tanks are not amongst them. There we go. I think Pharaoh Man is the only thing that hurts this boss, but I could be wrong. Ringman might also hurt him. I'm sure that, like, you know, Toadman and stuff is going to be worthless, you know. I don't think you're allowed to use the Bright Man weapon or the screen-filling Toadman weapon against him. But yeah, this is the beginning of a series of Mega Man final bosses where it's just a... Yeah, I remember that trick. You have to be careful, because you don't have very long to hit him after each... Oh, that was handy. Unless you've got a clear shot, you just kind of have to not take it. But you can actually save ammo by jumping into him with it over your head. But he doesn't stay for very long in one place. I think we're going to win on the first try here, it seems like. Although you can take damage from him. Just the physical ship. That's kind of silly. Well, that was... Okay, so if you don't know that you're supposed to use Pharaoh Man weapon, that can be challenging. I was not expecting it to be as easy as it was, and now I'm Oh, come on! I was too busy commenting on my own playthrough to even note how zany that ending is. Very little in the way of, like... It's just like, yeah, fuck you, Mega Man. It's like, oh no, I can't believe I've been defeated again, haha. And then he like, why can't we chase him? Well, because the fortress is built, of course. Ooh, a scary skull-faced mushroom crowd. And straight into the end credits. So yeah, that final boss battle, there will be tougher versions of the same boss battle type to come, where he's only vulnerable for like a brief second, and it's while you are also being attacked. Like in Mega Man 7, there's a really nasty version of that boss. But I think basically these capsules, where it's just like appears on the screen someplace and is only briefly vulnerable, that will be a recurring pattern in the final bosses of the Mega Man series. And this was the first one that really followed it. So you went from the Wily boss, like machine, which becomes the second to last boss in most of the games, to the Wily alien, to Gamma, which is a very strange final boss, and then it starts to become Mr. 21, Cap. Then I do not remember this ending scene at all. I'm sure that when I get through 5 and 6, they won't ring a bell either. I have very little recall of either of those games. But I feel a little bad now that I just bruised my way past the boss redux zone by pounding E-tanks like they were water. Because I kind of thought like the big challenge of the final boss would require some E-tanks, but it certainly didn't, so I guess I was smart to use them when I did, because otherwise I would have finished the game with like 9 E-tanks in reserve and been like, why? TK Karo-chan. But Roll and... Wow, I did not realize Rush was so big compared to Roll. I guess that's how big he is compared to Mega Man as well. And I would have thought that we'd get a final word from Kalinka and Dr. Cossack, thanking us for helping them out. Number 25, Brightman, played by Yoshitaka Enomoto. He's a great actor. And wearing the Toadman suit, Atsushi Utsuka. Masayuki Hoshi, aka Drill Man, the one true Drill Man, except no substitutes. Pharaoh Man, Takayuki Ibara. Didn't we already see that name? Are some of these repeats? Some of these actors playing double roles? This is like an Adam Sandler or Martin Lawrence movie? Hiromi, not Martin Lawrence. Eddie Murphy. Wow. Sorry, it's embarrassing to mix them up. Yusuke Murata. 100% dedicated to playing Dustman. He was like a method actor. Took him a year to get out of character. Sugura Nakayama as Dive Man. Doesn't really go for that method stuff, but still, quite a performer. I remember that girl telling me she loved skulls, and me saying everyone should have one. So we got our special thankses. Somehow this doesn't have the same punch of the Mega Man 2 ending scene, which is like one of my favorite ending scenes back in the day. Possibly because I saw it so many times. That was just one of those games you could just play through over and over. It's hard to really put your fingers on what made it so classic, but it was classic. There's nothing wrong with Mega Man 4, it's just that, I don't know, it was a really good, fun game, I think. I just, I was at exactly the right age to want a game like Mega Man 2 when Mega Man 2 came out, and by the time Mega Man 4 came out, I was ready for something a little bit less, just, you know, platformy, reaction-y kind of thing. But still, very fun game. I think if I owned this game instead of Mega Man 4 as a kid and played through this a dozen times, I'd be just as fond of it as I... although Mega Man 2 is the one that really seems to have, like, stuck for a lot of people as a nostalgia piece. Like, you know, you have your I Want to Be the Guy. It's not parodying the opening scene of Mega Man 4. Anyway. How do I get out of this screen? Maybe you don't. Alright, well, presented by Capcom, but if there's a hard reset on this PS4, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to screw anything up. So let's return to the game. That was way, way fast. So let's return to the game. Let's reset the game. No. Let's quit. Yeah, we'll have to quit and go back to the database and then the museum. Because that was a really fast finale, so we might as well just knock this all out in one video. Up and down, a robot that develops land for agriculture. It sprinkles water as it jumps through the air. Watch out, as it will jump up from pits without warning. That is true, and it was annoying. Imorm. Dr. Wily developed this robot after being shocked when a caterpillar dropped onto him from above. As such, this annoying enemy will suddenly drop down. Wall Blaster. A wall-mounted robot that snipes at intruders. Yeah, it just makes little snide comments. It can be easily beaten with Rain Flush. You know, I don't think I ever really used Rain Flush that much, and occasionally there was one point in the Dr. Cossack stage where I finally started using Brightman's weapon, but my cardinal sin with these games, like I mentioned him too many times this playthrough, but like watching Lethal play through Mega Man X, which is obviously a game that he had a huge amount of time that he spent with it and great familiarity with it, but he was like using the Robot Master's powers as he gained them and just like getting more ammo and using them as like his primary all the time. I never played the Mega Man games that way. Just even as a kid playing Mega Man 1 all the way through, it was always like, okay, you get a Robot Master's power to use against other Robot Masters. You never use them against regular enemies. And so I think the game can be a lot more fun and interesting if you let yourself do it. That would be like, if there was a Game Genie code, I could hack this so you had infinite ammo for the special weapons. That would have added so much fun to the game for me, because I'm just so reticent to use the special powers. Escargot. This large escargot was modified into a robot. Wait, what? You mean this thing is an escargot that was modified? It's not a robot that was built to look like an escargot? It was accidentally made immobile. Be sure to attack its weak point. Okay. M422A, a survey robot that resembles a jellyfish. It can't be defeated, so jump high to get past it. There were jellyfish-looking robots in like Mega Man 2 that were easy to beat. Oh well, they've been upgraded. Gachapon, a robot modified from a toy capsule machine. It's sturdy, so attack it with the weapon that plays on its weakness. I guess that's Drill Man's weapon. Don't know how would I be expected to know that? Cavaton Q. Boy, I hate this guy. I fucking hate that guy now, from having played through that stage so many times. But of course, it's got a weakness that I should have been using, Rain Man. A robot whose design was inspired by the Daruma Otoshi game. You can also inflict damage by destroying its support pillar to get it close enough to the ground to attack. Garyobi, a mobile saw blade that moves according to its input. It can't be destroyed with a Mega Buster. Be careful. Gyotot, a robot that patrols the seas. When it jumps up, stand your ground and attack. Sea Mine. Its soul will allow you to drop other sea mines. Castlevania, whichever Castlevania game Bobo's been uploading recently, that's a reference to that. A landmine repurposed for underwater environments. It's designed to explode when Mega Man approaches. It does not show a weakness, so I'm imagining it is, 0 hit points, so I'm imagining it's invulnerable. Sasurinu. Maybe it's like, Fortune. They put a little stamina meter on screen to fool you, but in fact you have to avoid combat. Sasurinu, developed to catch poisonous scorpions through its resemblance to them. Yeah, poisonous scorpions are probably not going to be fooled by a robot many times bigger than them that visibly to humans and vaguely resembles a scorpion. I think scorpions are, I don't know, probably pheromones and stuff are going to tip it off. Anyway, if you can't beat it, just jump over it. That is a good point. Shield Attacker. Originally a defensive shield, it was modified to target Mega Man. Attacking it from the front won't do any good. It's weak against Drill Man. Good to know. If I ever play this game again, I guess. You know, I really should one of these days just be like, fuck it, I'm going to read the entire database thing before I play the game, and then play the game, and be like, oh, see how awesome I am at this game, I know everyone's weaknesses. Jumpig. Made to be a mobile press, complete with spikes on the bottom of its foot. Feel free to get past it by sliding. Super Ball Machine Jr. fires off balls made of a special kind of rubber. The balls will bounce off walls and pick up speed, so be careful. Skull Met. The skull on its back protects it from enemy attacks. You can't damage it unless you attack it from the front. Skeleton Joe. A special battle robot developed by Dr. Wily. Normal attacks can't defeat it. Be sure to use a charge shot. Swallowin. An aerial patrol robot that teams up with Coswallowins. Better just to dodge the Coswallons than to try to beat them. Takatento, a patrol robot developed for indoor use. It will chase you down tenaciously. Beat it as quickly as possible. They actually are kind of a pain, those guys. They remind me a lot of the beanie robots, the ones that look like beanie hats in Mega Man 1. Totem Polem. Placed outside the house to ward off robbers and evil spirits. Did you know it will leap up to hit you if you try jumping over it? I did not actually know that. I suppose I should have tried to jump over it just to see. Docron, remodeled from a land-grading robot by Dr. Wily. It's used in spite of its defects. Oh, that's not nice. Togahiro, developed by an aerial patrol robot. Oh, developed as an aerial patrol robot. It was an aerial patrol robot that was like, hey, I'm going to start building other robots. I'm going to tamper in God's domain. Be careful, as beating one will not stop more from coming. Tom Boy. Cheery Boy. a robot made from an old toy. It doesn't fire off attacks, but it's sturdy, and it hurts a lot. Dumb Pan. Dumb Pan played a trick. A fully automatic fireworks launcher. If the screen's gone dark after destroying a 100 Watton, try beating a Dom Pan. Hey. A robot made to exterminate desert scorpions. Just watch out for shot attacks. Pakoto 24. Attacks are ineffective when its shutter is closed. Time your shots well. Baton. Jeez. All it does is jump around like a grasshopper. It won't hurt you. Just watch out and make sure you don't follow it into pits. Also, it's going on a death march. Baton-ton. So Batan and Baton-ton. An improved version of Baton. Apparently, some people have been keeping it as a pet recently. It's slow, so running away is always an option. 100 Watton. A mobile light bulb created to make paths safer at night. If you beat this enemy, be sure to find and defeat a Dom Pan to light the place back up. Buri. A trap that's activated when anything gets close. It can't be destroyed, so just run away. Buyanyan. Created to clean windows on buildings, is made of a special material that lets it stick to walls. Helipan. A cave exploring robot. It was meant to hover, but budget concerns left it with nothing more than a propeller. It will drop down the instant it's above you. Hover. A robot to be used when traveling across seas or rivers. It will shoot as it draws near, so be careful. Mamira. The ever-living Thundercats. A pyramid exploring robot. Do we need robots for literally everything? Did we reach a point where, like, man, we've got way too many pyramids to explore for the people to do it? Let's start building pyramid exploring robots. It's cheap to produce because it's made from destroyed scraps. Try to memorize where it emerges from. Memorize? There's like 2 seconds between it disappearing and reappearing at the same spot. Mantad, an underwater cleaning robot developed by Dr. Wily. It's small and rather thin, so take it out with a charge shot. So, is Dr. Wily developing robots for civilian use and then converting his own robots to... Why isn't he starting out building military robots? I mean, did Dr. Wily have enough underwater bases that he needed underwater cleaning robots going? Minoan. It comes from Minoa, a lawn mowing robot for use at home. It will come for use inside the home. It's kind of crazy. It will come at you if you don't act, so take it down before then. Metal Swim. I guess they're not called Mets, they're Metals. A metal made for industrial work underwater. Seems there are also jumping and dancing versions. It's got a lot of different kinds of friends. Oh, that's nice. Monorotor, a vehicle for dangerous road racing games. It's quite dangerous when it starts spinning, but a charged shot can destroy it. Moby. Man, I really don't know enough about the musician Moby to make a joke here. This robot was originally made to catch fish. Really? But it was modified to shoot missiles. Watch out for the missiles, then jump and take it down. Ladder Press. A patrol robot made to stop intruders from using ladders. You know what you could do to stop intruders from using ladders? Remove the ladders. It can't be destroyed, so just avoid it. Rakasur, a mobile umbrella. It opens up automatically when rain starts falling. It's tougher than it looks, so use rapid fire against it. Raton, a underwater, so it should be a underwater patrol robot made to catch bugs in the sewer system. It's not a tough enemy if you avoid its jump attacks. There's something really fun for me about these videos where I just read the stupid text and try to make silly jokes. For one thing, the music is really upbeat and happy, and for another thing, I just beat the game. I'm so chill right now. Ring ring. Ring ring. You ain't gonna get a thing until you give me that ring ring. A space exploration robot. It doesn't allow its prey to escape. It will approach slowly, so remain calm and take it down. They could be really irritating, knocking you off of death pits in the Ringman stage. Whopper. Its eyes, which are its weak points, are protected as long as its hard rings are spinning around. The rings will fly apart at set intervals, so get that charge shot ready. Mothra, a giant robot used in cold regions. Its amazing destructive power can open up holes in the ground. So it's a giant robot full of destructive power used in cold regions. For what? I mean, it could be used for drilling, but it appears to just be a robot of destructive power they send off to cold. Is there like a big problem with like Eskimos, or excuse me, Inuit rebelling against the robot building society? Beat it quickly with a weapon that plays on its weakness before it gets that chance. Square Machine, my old nemesis. A shutter machine made to protect key locations, such as the giant mother computer. What? Jump on the repair platforms left and side and attack it. Cockroach Twin, a robot originally made for maintenance of dome-shaped... Oh, it was weak against the drill shot. I was using ring shot. Made for maintenance of dome-shaped buildings, Dr. Wily and Dr. Cossack modified it. Find a safe spot to stand and attack. Made for maintenance of dome-shaped building. Okay. The Cossack Catcher, a robot designed to catch Dr. Cossack, but he turned it against itself. A robot inspired by a crane game that Dr. Cossack was good at back in the day. You'll take massive damage if you're caught in the grabber. By the grabber. Metal Daddy. Big Metal Daddy is your hookup. Holla if you hear it. A giant metal that produces ordinary metalls inside its body. The requirements of that system render it relatively sluggish, though. Use the weapon that plays on its weakness and take it down quickly. Thank you for that. Repeated phrase. Taco Trash. Taco Smin. A large garbage processing robot. Dr. Wily modified it and powered it up. Ride the elevator platform skillfully and attack it. Wily Machine 4. After its skull-like front cover was destroyed, its beam's attacks got a boost. The beam attacks are hard to dodge, so use the weapon that plays on its weakness to beat it quickly. So it lists its weakness as drill. I believe Ringman is the weakness before you knock off the front cover. But since they don't show you both forms with separate entries, there's no way for them to tell you that. I'm glad they didn't tell you its weakness is the ring shot, because then you'd be trying to use the ring shot against its second form, and there's just no way. Wily Capsule uses an infrared detection system to move around in pitch darkness. Fight it using a weapon that can be used in any direction. Brightman emits light at 10 million watts. Those who see the light become unable to move. As long as you avoid that, he's not that hard to defeat. Toadman, a farming robot made to bring out rainfalls on set days. How does that work? You can't dodge his rain flush, but you can prevent it. He's weak against Drill Man, but who cares? Because you certainly don't want to use Drill Man weapon against any of the robot masters before fighting Wily Machine 4. Because if you don't beat it with the drill explosions, I'm thinking you'd have to use like Rush Coil. Maybe you can get underneath it and use the hook shot, but I mean, none of those things sound like that appealing to me. Drill Man, modified from a hole digging robot originally used at construction sites. His tendency to drill underground is annoying. He doesn't even call, 611 before he drills, or whatever it is you're supposed to do. Barrow Man, a high-performance robot made to explore pyramids. Oh, so those other pyramid-exploring robots weren't getting it done. So he's like a high-performance version of those guys. It's hard to stand your ground against him in a head-to-head fight, so definitely use the weapon that plays on his weakness. Ringman, a robot made for battle. His ring boomerangs are swift and strong, so be ready to jump and dodge. He's also kind of an asshole. I don't know, it might turn out to be a really nice guy if you get to know him, but I found fighting him to be super irritating. Dustman, created as an automatic trash gathering robot. Aren't all the robots automatic at whatever it is they do? He fires back the garbage that he sucks in. His attacks are easy to see coming, so he's not too tough. I hate to read that description if you're having a hard time beating him. Dive Man, a miniature submarine robot. He seemed pretty big to me. He mistakenly tends to fire himself towards you like a missile, so maybe ordinary rapid fire would be better than using the weapon that plays on his weakness, ? Their way of saying that he's weak against skull weapon, but it's actually not that useful, and you should just fight him with the regular old attacks. That's a bizarre description, though. He mistakenly tends to fire himself towards you like a missile, so maybe rapid fire would be better. Because the problem is, if you fight him with Skullman weapon, you have to get close to him, and he keeps charging you. With you can get in some shots as he's flying across. Shots. You can get in some shots as he's flying across the screen at you, but once he's next to you, you gotta evade. You gotta get really far away from him again after that. Skullman, a battle robot made just for fighting. It's hard to time your normal attacks against him, so be sure to use the weapon that plays on his weakness. Megaman, Rock was originally a robot created for household chores, but he was modified for combat and became Megaman when it came time to put a stop to Dr. Wily's ambitions. His ambitions to become a professional tennis player. What awaits him in the battle against Dr. Cossack? I don't know. Dr. Cossack. Dr. Cossack. It at first seems as though, like Dr. Wily, he's plotting to take over the world, but in truth, he's being manipulated by Dr. Wily, who kidnapped his daughter, Kalinka. Spoilers. Kalinka, Dr. Cossack's only daughter. Even though she was kidnapped by Dr. Wily, she still supports Megaman by investigating Dr. Wily's castle. How? Neither of them have any hit points. What the hell? And we're backed up and down. So now we go to the museum. I got a 100-watt balloon adapter. Oh, there's Megaman looking like he's getting airsick, riding his own balloon. Baton Batadon Baree. Most of these pictures we've already seen in the dive missiles. They look pretty awesome. Yeah, most of these are Dr. Cossack with his, like, kicking it there, looking like he's some kind of gangster. The Dr. Cossack logo. Dr. Cossack's Citadel. Some action shots of Dr. Wily. There's the drill bomb. Drill man, the dust crusher. The box crusher. Sorry. Phrase has been thrown around recently, I guess. Flash stopper, where Mega Man just like pulls off his coat. So mostly we're seeing things we've already seen. There's Heroes art. There's a hover. Kalinka. Kind of surprised there isn't like a Mega Man games later in the series where like Kalinka's all grown up and they try to make her sexy. It seems like something that they would do. Actually, Mega Man's usually pretty good about not doing that kind of nonsense, but other game series would. There's the new Mega Buster. It's packaging illustration. Barrow Man, Pharaoh Shot. Looking pretty badass there, Mega Man. The Rain Flush really doesn't look all that intimidating, I must say. Rathon. Ring. Ring, ring. Ring, 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 ring. That is possibly the silliest looking of these Mega Man using a powers shots we've seen yet. And I'm not even going to tell you which one it is, so the Zerfall is forced to come look. Cool, man. Look at all spooky. Square Machine story art. Dr. Cossack laughing and Dr. Mega Man being all pissed. Super Ball Machine Jr. is pretty interesting name. Taco Trash even show it being at the edge of a little cliff, like an incline there. Toadman, Togehiro, Wily Capsule 4, Wily Capsule, different forms, the wire adapter. Got some. You ever want to see Dustman's butt? There you go. Eddie? Since when was his name Eddie? No. Dr. Cossack Citadel, concept art, the Dustman stage concept art. Again, music. I always associate the music with Dustman stage with Station Fall for some reason. Pharaoh Man stage, concept art, the Wily Castle. Some Japanese promo art where Mega Man just looks kind of sad. Rockman World 2 and Rockman 4. Rockman World 2, I guess, is a Game Boy game. Where it looks like he's fighting against enemies from Mega Man 2. There is a rather uninspired Rockman 4 ad. There is Mega Man and some kind of badass walker, which would be a thing in later games. And trade ad in the USA. Coming in November, Mega Man 4. Mega hits. Got Mega Man posing and being friends with the guys from the first two games. And I guess it's just ads for Mega Man 2 and 3. And they're not trying to sell Mega Man 1 for some reason and telling you Mega Man 4 is coming soon to a video game store near you. Well, there you go, folks. That's going to be it for this Let's Play. I ran into some pretty rough going with Ringman stage. Whichever Dr. Cossack stage featured the living room enemy gave me some fits. And there's really no telling how much trouble I would have had with the boss Redux Zone if I hadn't been like, fuck it, grinded for E-Tanks. Got all the way to that point without using any of the E-Tanks I'd used. And used about, 5 or 6 E-Tanks. I used a lot of E-Tanks getting past that part of the game. But at the end of the day, it got us through. Next time, I'm probably going to take a little break from Mega Man. After all, I had several weeks between Dr. Cossack stage and Dr. Wily stage because I've been so preoccupied with Mass Effect Andromeda. But eventually we will come back and play Mega Man 5. As we go from game that I rented several times as a kid and played on emulators in later years and have fond memories of, even though I remember it being really hard. As indeed it was. Never did. Despite somebody's efforts in the comments to talk me into it. I never went back and fought Rockman. Fought the first Wily stage and beat it fair and square. I was just like, nope. Using the freaking Electman trick was good enough for me. Mega Man 2, game I owned and played through tons. And just loved to death as a kid. Mega Man 3, which I owned. Like Bobo has said, he has fond memories of Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3. For some reason, I just remember not being that into Mega Man 3 compared to Mega Man 2. But I certainly played through it many times over the years. Mega Man 4 I rented more than once. But I just, that's the first one that going back to 2, that I never owned. 5 and 6, I don't know if I rented them, if I played them on emulators later. I definitely do not have the clear memories of them that I have Mega Man. It's earlier games. So it'll be interesting to see if these are harder or easier for me than, say, the original Mega Man or Mega Man 4. Because I'm under the impression that these games are not considered as difficult as the earlier games. But I don't know them well at all. And that might be the real key. Like, if I don't break out a fact, I'm gonna have no idea which order to fight the bosses in, for example. So, there is a little time. I don't remember too many people chiming in on this, but let me know if you're interested in seeing me try to tackle those games spoiler-free with no insider tips on which bosses are weak against what weapons. Because as I'm telling you, that's going to take a lot longer. You're going to have a lot of failure vids of me going to stages and not being able to beat them because I get to the boss without their weakness and can't beat them with a Mega Buster. But it's much more of an organic experience of what it was like to play the games back in the day. So let me know. If I don't hear a lot of people expressing an opinion one way or the other, I will probably do what I did for Mega Man 4, which is just get out a fact that tells you the preferred boss order and basically stick with that and not try to spoil too much else about the game. Either way, that was Mega Man 4. Do svidaniya, Dr. Cossack. I'm very sorry to see that you and your robots will not be supporting us in future adventures. I would love for in Mega Man 5 you to have the bosses of the original Mega Man and Mega Man 4. Since the bosses of the original Mega Man were built by Dr. Light and are theoretically your allies, and the bosses of Mega Man 4 were built by Dr. Cossack and should be on your side once Clink gets rescued, I'd love to have them helping you out in Mega Man 5. Or even have, like, Bobo was watching an LP of it recently. There's some Mega Man Powered Up, I think it's called, where you can play through a game. It is not Mega Man 1. It is a game inspired by Mega Man 1, where you can play through as the Mega Man 1 bosses. You don't have to play as Mega Man himself. It'd be fun to have some variation of that with the other Robot Masters from the old games, but whatever. Don't know why I'm stalling. It's time to call this a video. So, might be a little while, but eventually I'll be back with Mega Man 5. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Not the most skillful Mega Man 4 Let's Play, but definitely one where, as the Let's Player, I had a good time. I hope you did too. Bye-bye.